First quarter-final over. Lopez is through. Coming up now, we move straight on to the second quarter-final here in Moscow. Take a look at the draw here. We can see that Lopez has gone through at the bottom. We'll move on to our second quarter-final in the compound women's event. Let's go back to the field of play and welcome out Ellison and Dodemont.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the compound women's quarter-final match number 2.
Дамы и господа, пожалуйста, поприветствуйте участниц второго матча среди женщин в блочном луке.
Well, here they come. They're on the shooting line. The Slovenian Toja Ellison on target number 1. She's 26 years old and she's the world number 8. She qualified for this event by ranking. You can see the career stats there, and it's all green on the side of Ellison's opponent. Most experienced archer in the field here. She's won the only match between these two this season. It's Sophie Dodemont of France. She's the world number 7 at 46 years old, also qualified through the ranking route here. But Ellison looking very, very calm and very, very determined. And who's that coach in the background? He's not from Slovenia, is he?
That's none other than Brady Ellison, world champion, world number 1 ranked, world record holder in her box. Not a bad person to have, I mean, pretty good. This is going to be a great match. They've actually met before in Shanghai last year. Sophie Dodemont took it in the 1/16, 144 to 142. And Toja won the European Games earlier this year. Sophie took bronze.
That's Ellison to get us underway in the second compound women's quarter-final.
Five, four,
long hold.
3.
Wow, dropping into the 7. That's not the greatest start. Well, it's marked as an 8.
Good, strong shot.
It's hit
You
the
got
line.
this.
Already adjusted to a 7. How can Dodemont capitalise? A 9, so a 2-point advantage, but Dodemont making a little adjustment to her sight immediately.
There it
Had a
is.
shot there from Ellison. It looked good right from the start.
Yeah, that looked much more characteristic of Toja, especially with the timing.
Bien dessus. Ouais, super, Sophie.
Good correction from Sophie.
Another long hold there.
I think it might just be nerves for her right now. She needs to settle down and shoot the shots that she knows how to shoot.
Allez, bien jusqu'au bout.
Oh, that was also a long hold from Sophie.
Well, just 1 point in it here. Nerves starting to show in this second quarter-final.
Tu vois, sur le démarrage, je sais pas ce qu'elle a pu. Elle entamait pas. Après la troisième, je sens qu'il y avait un peu de. La première est faite. Tu veux de l'eau?
Well, it's all about opportunity here. Dodemont got an opportunity at the start after Ellison shot a 7, but she did start to make some adjustments to the French athlete. A lot of communication between the athletes and the coaches here on the shooting line. But opportunity presented itself to Sophie Dodemont. It was a good first shot, but she made an adjustment there, Vanessa.
She did, and her second arrow went right in the X, or right in the 10. And what you have to do is basically, if your arrow goes a little bit high, you have to move your sight higher, and then your arrow will then go lower. they've only had one opportunity to shoot on this range yesterday for half an hour.
But those arrows are all in different spots. The first one looked pretty good, but Dodemont made the adjustment. It went high, and then the last one went to the left.
I think that was just her arrow. It was her error. It was a good level for height, but I think it was just her mistake, which is the reason why it went left.
Well, already we're into the second end, and Ellison trailing by one. Perhaps I feel a little fortunate it's not more.
Yep. There you go.
In the middle, though, there.
Just like that. Keep them coming. That's you, babe. You got it. Encore à gauche. Hein. Good, strong shot. You got it. Allez, reste bien dessus quand ça part. Travaille dans l'axe.
Watch Toya's thumb here.
Yep.
You could see she just added a little pressure on her trigger before the shot went off, and the release aid kind of just lets go of the string once there's enough pressure.
Ouais, tu peux régler un peu.
Couple to the left there, and you see Dodemont making the adjustment. First arrow subject to a measure as well. That asterisk on the scoreboard means the target judge will be down there looking at the first arrow from the French athlete. But a perfect 30 from Toja Ellison.
Ouais.
And a great adjustment from Sophie Dodemont, but a 3-point advantage for Ellison in the second end, and all of a sudden the lead has changed hands.
Anything can really happen in a match. Even though Sophie was up 1 point after Toja dropped to 7 there, you know, the tables have turned. Now Sophie's trailing by 2 points, and she really has to start shooting some 10s to catch up to Toja.
Le réglage, tu l'as. Maintenant, faut foncer. De l'eau, pas d'eau.
8.
Well, I'm pretty sure the target judge has deemed that first arrow from Dodemont an 8. So she'll stick with a 54, subject to the confirmation. Well, there it is. Toja Ellison, trail by 1 coming into the second end, now leads by 2. Dodemont looking very cool and collected, though. Ellison dropped to 7 for her first arrow, but made the correction immediately for the start of the second end. Straight into the middle of the target with the first arrow. That would have given her a bag of confidence. And she followed it up with a 10 and an X. Getting closer and closer to the center of the target.
I think she just needed to get her nerves out of her system in that first end. Her first shot was a little bit long, so she might have just been overthinking things. I think she's dialed in and ready to go now.
So Dodemont will shoot first in the third end here. She had a great opportunity to take the lead in the first end, capitalized, but just by 1 when there was perhaps a chance to get 3 points. And then Ellison found the center. So Dodemont finds herself trailing here at the start of the third end of this women's compound quarterfinal.
Ouais. C'est sur le cordon à gauche. Okay. Good, strong shot, babe. You got it. Ouais, très bien.
Très bien indeed. Very good, coach for Dodemont says.
Yep. Good X. One
Good
more,
height
babe.
for
You
both
got
those
this.
arrows.
Good, strong shot. You're doing great.
Yeah, they do have a little bit of a left to right variance there, but good height, just about the size of the X.
Ouais, Sophie.
Solid stuff from Sophie Dodemont. Her experience showing through here.
Just
in
clipping the
3rd
10
end.
ring. Just clipping the 10 ring. It just has to touch just the slightest amount to count as a higher value.
Yep.
So Dodemont has clawed back a single point here in the 3rd end. She still trails, though, by 1 point. Ellison leading 85 to 84 over Sophie Dodemont.
To make her way back up in this matchup, Toja Ellison shooting 9x10. That's a 29 subtotal. So
Well, all 3 arrows from both archers in good groupings, but if we have a look at the comparison here between them, Dodemont with the red dots and Ellison with the yellow.
Pretty good group for both of them. Keep in mind that this size of the 10 ring is about the size of a small orange, so not that big. The size of Toya's group is actually not that large either. Even though she had the 9, it was just to the right, so if she can correct that group a little bit to the left, she'll all be in the 10.
Ce qui compte, c'est là où elle arrive. Le regard.
All right, babe, 3 more. Let's go get them. Good, strong shots. You got it. Nice and easy. Have fun up there.
Have fun up there, says Brady Ellison. Can you have fun in this situation?
Oh yeah, and I love hearing him coach Toja because it's probably what's going on in his own mind when he's shooting.
Nice and easy. Good, strong shot.
Ellison leading by 1 on the right-hand side of your screen. Now the left, and it's Dodemont trailing by 1 on the right, who will shoot first in the 4th end.
Ouais, très bien, Sophie.
Yep. There you go. 2 more, babe. You got this.
Cinq.
Bit of a she's just started to do the 5-second countdown, but Dodemont scores a 10 with that.
Yes, X.
She knew it right
One more,
away.
babe, you
You
got
can
this,
feel
all
where the
right?
arrow's
Good,
going to go
strong shot.
right as soon as you let
Nice
go.
and easy. We do this all the time.
Another opportunity for Ellison here as Dodemont shoots a 9 with her last arrow of the 4th end. Can Ellison extend her lead? She can indeed, and it's another perfect 30 from Toja Ellison, the 26-year-old Slovenian, now leading by 2. Well, it all came down to the last arrow here. Dodemont holding on long to the second one. It was a long hold on the 3rd, dropped into the 9. Ellison responded with a 10, taking the opportunity that was presented to her.
We're going to have to see some 10s from Sophie Dodemont right now because Toja is not shooting anything but 10s. Toja is not really opening the door for Sophie, so if she can just keep shooting solid shots like she has been for the past couple of ends, then she's going to be just fine.
Interesting contrast between the coaches as well. Dodemont's coach staying fairly quiet, but Brady Ellison almost doing like a mini pep talk in between each shot.
And I think they're used to that. Brady and Toja shoot together all the time, so I'm pretty sure they're used to knowing what works for each other.
All right, baby, you got this. Good, strong shots. Nice and easy.
So, start of the 5th and final end of the regulation game here, and it's Dodemont who will shoot first.
Cinq. Ouais, super. C'est encore un tout petit peu à gauche.
So look at that, 265 kilometers an hour, it's the speed of the arrow from Dodemont.
Yeah.
from Ellison in response.
2 more, babe. Good.
And
love
she's
the
shooting so much faster.
Yeah, I love the timing on her shot. Her first arrow was really slow and she was shaking through it, but now she's found her timing.
But the speed of the arrow as well, 311.
Yeah, compound bows have quite a bit of force behind them. Oh, she's just resetting there.
Plenty of time, 20 seconds per arrow to reset. She's got to maintain her concentration though.
4, 3.
9.
Good shot.
Gets it out of the bow just in time, drops into the 9
One
and
more,
gives
babe. Good, strong
Ellison,
shot. You got it.
Mr. Ellison, a little smile.
Ouais, Sophie.
Beautiful 30. Well, it's actually a 20. No, there you go. It's been marked up. Initially a 9 for Dodemont, but a 10 is all that's required here for Ellison to take this quarterfinal.
Oh, oh my goodness! So they're tied now. They're gonna go to a shoot-off, and I don't think they're gonna check to see if it's even touching the 10 because it seems like it's out there.
Well, when the opportunity was there for Ellison, 2 9s, it was that reset in the second arrow that caused her the problems, and it sort of followed on into the third arrow. 2 9s gave Dodemont the opportunity, and she took it. She needed a perfect 30, but that's just what she got.
15, 16. Qui sait, peut-être 17.
So last arrow from Dodemont put down the marker, and that was the response from Ellison. A 10 would have taken her to victory. It was a 9, so they go into a tiebreaker. And Vanessa, just explain how the tiebreaker works here.
Yeah, it's quite simple. Each archer shoots 1 arrow and closest to the center wins. If both archers shoot an X, then they shoot again.
Ellison needs to clear her mind there. There's Oz there, clearing the targets. Here we have fresh targets for a shoot-off, so there are no other marks from during the match in case there's a measure, right?
Exactly. If they don't shoot X's, then they have to measure and see who's closer. I really wonder what's happening in their minds right now. I'm pretty sure they're probably imagining that perfect shot that they know how to shoot so well. Sophie's kind of just enjoying the moment.
Yeah, she's staying very cool, calm and collected. Even when she went behind in that second end, she's maintained her persona. She stayed fairly relaxed, smiling the whole time, whereas Ellison's been a little bit up and down in this match.
I think that's also characteristic of Toja. She's very expressive, and I love to see that about her. She just goes with the flow of how the match is going, and she usually takes that to her advantage.
Yeah, archery is, well, conceptually it's a very simple game. Shoot the middle of the target more times than your opponent and you're going to win. But actually, on the line, you've got to take a unique approach, especially in a shoot-off, which is what we've got here. Dodemont on the left, Ellison on the right. 1 arrow for a semi-final place, and Ellison will shoot first. Opportunity here for Dodemont. Ellison shot a 9, a 10 to book her place in the semi-finals. Long hold.
5.
Yes! Oh, it's just on the line, and that will be marked as a 10 for Sophie Dodemont. It was an up and down match for both of the archers, but it's the French archer Sophie Dodemont who goes through to the semi-finals here in Russia.
What a turn of events. In this sport, you can never give up. Even though you're behind, you have to just keep shooting your shot and hope for the best.
There is confirmation there. Sophie Dodemont is through to the semi-finals of the Hyundai Archery World Cup finals here in Russia.